Hi, my name is Al, and I just wanted to make this video because regarding this picture, this picture to me says it all. So most people are over in this category here, eating meat and potatoes and everything omnivores, right? Top of the food chain, that's what they teach us in school. We're top of the food chain omnivores. And you can see how he's kind of gray looking and he's got absolutely no connection to his higher self or to his spirit whatsoever. So then you see the next person graduated up into vegetarianism. So he's eating, lentils and pasta and fruits and vegetables. And he's got a little bit of a thready kind of connection to his higher self. He's feeling a little better. And then we go across here to the fruitarian. And the way I understand fruitarian, or why people would become a fruitarian, is that, as we know from studies that have been conducted on plants, when we cut plants or harvest plants, they're actually screaming and freaking out because they're totally alive. We just can't see it. So people who determine to be vegetarians based on the very good idea that, they don't want to harm animals, it's totally commendable. I'm totally on board with it. I think it's fantastic. Good for them. But the real fact of the matter is that if you don't have to look very far to see the studies that absolutely prove that when we cut and boil and everything, plants and leaves and stuff like that, they're freaking out. They are like absolutely freaking out, and they can remember people that have harmed them. So really, if I look at it that way, I think to myself, okay, well, we're not supposed to be eating that either then. Because what's natural law? What's the first premise and pretty much only premise of natural law? Do no harm. So if it's proven that when you slice up a vegetable and you cut off leaves from a plant or whatever to eat, that they're freaking out and feeling pain and going nuts, well, that's doing harm. So that leads you on to number 3, the fruitarian, because the plant gives up its fruit, right? I mean, the fruit falls to the ground, right? So a true fruitarian presumably would only eat fruit that fell from the tree. Now that has been given then. That has been given. So I understand that. And at any rate, the fruitarian, as you can see, their connection is getting pretty good. They're feeling really well. So then you move on to the next one, which is, I think they call it an aquatarian. I think it's basically just drinking water. And this person's really zen, really, really zen. And it's been proven that you can live on water. That's totally been proven. So aquatarianism looks like really, really good. But then you go over here, and this guy's a breatharian. I think they call it a breatharian. No water at all. And so we would think we've been taught that, okay, he's going to be dead in 3 days or whatever. And I'm not saying that isn't true. I think you have to do some practices along with the breatharianism. Like, I think you have to do some yogic practices and all kinds of stuff like that. However, I have heard from people who've done a lot of fasting that one of the types of fast they do is that they'll fast without water for a couple of days, and then they'll reintroduce water, etc. And they say that when they're without the water, they are so clear, they are so blissful, they are so connected. And even the addition back of water into their diet crashes them. It greatly lessens their connection to the divine. It has them feeling cloudy again. So all that to say, what if we're all supposed to be breatharians? What if we're not supposed to actually eat at all? Then it sort of makes sense why food is marketed at us 24/7, and bad food to boot. Because if we all stopped eating and drinking, maybe we'd all reconnect to source and get the hell out of here. I'm just barely a vegetarian at this stage of the game. I mean, just barely a vegetarian. I have a long ways to go. But I have a feeling that there's a lot of wisdom in this picture. And from what I've heard, I think that we need to start eating as less as humanly possible. Fruitarian, I think, might be where I might personally draw the line. Not because I don't believe in breatharianism or aquatarianism, that's probably not even the right word, but just because I don't know. I don't know if I can handle it. But anyways, I just wanted to show everybody this picture and just tell everybody my thoughts on it, because I think it's something we should all really, really think about. I mean, look at this guy. This is all of us. Look at him. Look how sad he is. Well, look at this guy. Wouldn't we all like to be him? And the only thing standing in there is food. Food and water. It's consumerism. You know, that whole dog eat dog, eat or be eaten. We're in this big, huge consumerist world. What we do is done to us. So we're food, we're slaves, we're enslaved for food for God knows what kind of creatures. Is it because that's what we're doing? We're just all part of it. I think we need to really examine it. Really examine why we're here, how we can be food for others. I think we're part of it. I think we're part of the problem. I think we need to stop eating so much. At the very least, stop eating so much, because we are doing harm. We are breaking natural law by eating. We're doing harm, and therefore harm is done to us. That's karma. That's actually karma. Now it all starts to sort of make sense. Anyway, the video's getting too long and I'm probably boring you. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching.